Good morning. How is it going, everybody? Welcome. Even if it's not morning when you're watching this, it is very much morning for me. Cheers to y'all. But I just got home, and this weekend I was trying out some Camazone strategies. I am a really big fan of this Camazone stuff. Let me tell you, I think this is an amazing addition to the game. I actually look forward to this every single day. Even though it's the same thing, the grind doesn't seem too bad, and I'm sure it reminds you of a lot of roguelike games, but to me it feels the most like Slay the Spire, just in the map design and the actual choices that you get to make, the types of artifacts, things like that. I think that overall it's a really well inspired event and long-term solution to some of the things that the game lacks. As always, this team at Guardian Tales always delivers some very quality stuff. But as I was playing over this weekend, I found that one unit was incredibly strong. So strong, in fact, that in my Earth comp, I actually replaced her in Aoba's place. And that's crazy because I have a super strong Bari, I have a super strong Craig, and I have a super strong Tenia. And my Aoba is 5 stars max level, so she's not max sharded, but she has quite a large amount of awakening stones. And this character came in and out healed her significantly for this type of event. And if you weren't able to guess by the image of this video, it is our Lady Lorraine. Now, I'm going to let you know right up front that I do not recommend Lorraine for just about anything else but Camazone. And you may be wondering why I even recommend her on Camazone. Well, honestly, because her burst healing is pretty insane, and it's not burst healing like Favi's or Aoba's where they rely on their chain skills to give you an insane amount of healing. No, or their E gives a small amount of healing. Her entire healing kit is based in her E, and she has pretty weak damage outside of that. And because her E is up 5 times a match, and it does an insane amount of burst healing, she's actually really strong when it comes to using her in Camazone. As you can see here, her normal attack, Poisonous Mushrooms through Poisonous Mushrooms, AoE heal, restores HP of party members around her and removes negative effects. So she does have, like, if she's standing next to someone, that type of thing, but she also will run at people and use her E ability, and that gives them that insane amount of healing right there. We'll look at video of this in just a second, but there are a few things that we need to talk about with her, right? So let's look at her at level 66, because there's probably little chance you're getting Lorraine to level 71 max awakening stones. So let's just look at 66 max awakening stones. That's actually somewhat practical. I doubt you're going to want to spend that much into her, but you don't actually even need to spend that much into her for her to be all that useful. So she has a 471 attack, which actually isn't that small, but what we're mainly looking at here is that she has 16,653 HP and 97 defense with about a 1400 heal. The attack is enough to where if she's out there, she's going to be contributing a little bit, but she's not going to be carrying you. Her defense and her heal and her HP means that she is slightly tankier than a lot of your backline units, but she's still rather weak. And that also is one of the largest issues with Lorraine, is that her AI is rather dumb, and she doesn't really have the HP stats and defense stats to play as dumb as she does. If you look at this fight here, Lorraine actually goes in to heal Craig and then tries to bounce around inside a very large amount of enemies, and she ends up just face tanking like 4 or 5 people. In this fight, she almost dies because her character doesn't bounce out of the attack range of one of the spires. So those towers can basically one-shot her if she gets hit. And then on this clip, she actually can't decide if she needs to heal Bari or Craig, and she wastes time going back in between, and during that time Bari dies, so obviously Craig is going to get the bulk of the healing. And in this clip you see that her attack is actually a handicap in some situations. Mainly I've seen that Lorraine is not the best into boss comps because those fights do go on a little bit longer. So someone like Aoba, Karina, or Lavi will probably be better in those situations for you heal wise. But when it comes to the everyday stage, Lorraine definitely takes the cake for the best healer in the game, in my opinion. And I am perfectly comfortable throwing her in as she is. Now, I want to take the second to show you what my Lorraine looks like in comparison to my Aoba. So here you can see my Aoba is 66 and my Lorraine is 51. If we go into the details Awakening Stone, you will see that I have a considerable amount invested into my Aoba. I haven't really worked on her 5-star stuff yet. I probably should, because she can give you considerable earth attack. And if you're running like a Bari comp, those 2 stones will make all the difference in the world, because your Bari will be hitting an extra 12.5 to 13%. So she has quite amount of added statistics, mainly through her toughness and HP statistics. As you can see, she doesn't really have many attack attributes added to her. And then if we go and look at Lorraine, I do have some added to Lorraine, but it isn't nearly as good as you can see. I just have her individual skill, her chain skill, and nothing more. And honestly, guys, Lorraine still is super competitive within that. And she gives you that awesome percent shield on start. And a lot of her abilities give you that additional shield on the start of the match. So she is walking in and she's giving you an insane shield at the very beginning of the match. And then past that, once that shield gets depleted and someone on your team is getting bursted down, Lorraine will walk to that character, press her E, and heal them almost back to full. If not, 2 heals will do it. So when it comes to trash mobs and getting to bosses, she's really good. You do need to be careful of enemies that take melee damage only. She provides absolutely nothing in that capacity. And you also need to be worried on bosses that do burst damage. I would probably take her out and against bosses with comps. Now, in terms of what she would be ran best in, I think if you were to run her with Marina, would be the best pairing of 2, because Marina also gives insane shields. Lorraine gives healing for those moments that Marina can't get through. Nari would also be a really good pair with her for ranged attacks. And Nari in herself is a little fragile, so Lorraine can help counteract and help her sustain through it. Craig, Lawn, Ogma, those type of heroes where they're super tanky, and you're also, if you're running them in your comps for Camazone, they are probably your most important unit to keep alive. So guys, I think that's it for this video. Lorraine is, in my opinion, a broken healer when it comes to Camazone, and finally, she's not useless in my opinion, because in every tier list we've ever seen, this chick's at the bottom. Not anymore in my opinion. When it comes to Camazone, she's near the top. Alright guys, take care.